What up? How we doing today? Welcome to Real Malfunctions TV on my YouTube channel. It's your host, Malachi. How we doing today? Another thing is, I'm very happy today. I'm happy, I'm thankful. Everything that I've been through in my life, I'm thankful. And today's what we're gonna talk about is something really good. And before we get into that, go ahead and click the link in the description if you would like to learn from my mentors to grow your YouTube channel effectively, okay? This video is good. It's sensitive. It's sensitive because I always think this, like if you've ever had a friend, a good friend, a really good friend who will tell you what you need to change, or that friend that tells you you got a booger in your nose, or that friend that tells you, yo, you got eye mocos, you should wipe those away, or something. That friend that tells you got something in your teeth, that friend is a real friend. That's a genuine friend. Those people who don't say that, that's no, shame on you. Tell me if I got something in my teeth or in my nose. It's respectful. Anyways, the point is, I'm that person to tell you if there's something wrong. And today, these are the 5 things that helped me, right? The 5 things that I remembered when I was going through my depressed states of mind, and I felt like there was no joy in life. I felt like there was no hope. I felt like there was, nothing to live for when I was going through these depression states. Always felt suicidal, always had negative self-talk, always was downing myself, always was really mean to myself. It's interesting. You can be so nice to somebody else and other people, but what you say behind closed doors towards yourself is what matters. So today we're going to talk about the 5 things that you must remember when you're going through depression. You have to remember these things, man, because look, these things help. These things help. Rule number 1, or lesson number 1, or main thing number 1 to understand is you're not alone. That's the first one. You're not alone. And I want to say that there's no order, but there is an order. There is an order. There's no order, but there's an order. This first one is very important to understand that you're not alone. Like, deeply understand that. Deeply, we are all connected on a level that you can't comprehend. There's no words to explain how every single human being and every living thing on this planet is connected. It's connected, period. And once you understand that, then you know you're not alone. And you're alone because you have to go through that battle alone. Everybody has to go through that battle alone. And I understand that some people they're not strong enough to make it out. I get it. But that one thing that really helped me out is realizing I am not alone. That battle, sure, I got to face that alone. But the support system is there. Does that make sense? The support system is there. Just because you're alone doesn't mean you're weak. Just because you have to do this alone doesn't mean you're weak. Being alone may trigger meditation. That's what it did for me, because I felt like I knew myself so well, but I didn't know myself. Like I knew I was depressed, right? I knew myself, but I was like, why am I depressed? When I was in high school, I never had anxiety or depression, or I was really happy, and so it was just something that changed. And it's because I didn't know myself. Meditation is to become familiar with. That's what meditation means. So once you become familiar with yourself, then everything else starts to fall into place. You start realizing your old patterns and you start changing them, right? Number two. Number two is start moving your body. You know, emotion is energy in motion. So once you know that, now you can change your biology, right? You got to go out there and change your biology, move around to change your chemistry, okay? The chemicals that are being produced in your brain, whether it's, you know, serotonin when you're going to sleep, or dopamine when you're happy, or endorphins when you're working out, or whatever it is. Your brain is a pharmacy. So once you understand that, now you know that you can heal yourself. Your brain produces chemicals, so now you can learn about yourself. You can learn how to look in meditation. You get to learn how to do these things. When you sit by yourself for 20, 30, an hour, 2 hours at a time, and I mean, you're telling your body you're not moving. You're telling your body, you know, get some water before you get ready, go to the bathroom. But when you sit down and you're focusing on your body and yourself, it's a realization, first of all, that you get to understand who you are. The power starts to come back to you. And when you open up your eyes and you get to come back to this 3D realm after you were just in here, it's something different. It's an eye-opening experience of love, like genuine love that I personally have not felt from anybody else. Maybe your mom when you first were born, but like this kind of love it's like self-love. It's like, holy shit. It's like your mom's love, your sister's love, your brother's love, your dad's love, all in one. It's like you're not getting it individual from each person. You're getting it straight from yourself, the source. And that's freaking awesome. 3, asking for help. Asking for help is all right. It is okay to ask for help, especially if you don't know the answers, and especially if you don't know how to get it out. You know, the one thing that I really started to do, I didn't ask for help because nobody was really on the stages of life that I wanted to ask for help from. I started YouTubing people who were doing it already. A good person I started YouTubing was Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza. He talks about getting your personal power back. He talks about how you can make new synaptic connections in your brain and no longer feel those old emotions that made you get into the depressed state, but actually change your mind and your chemistry to have a better experience. And when you meditate, you think about the better experience. You don't think about what's happened to you in your life. You don't think about how depressed you are. You don't think about how sad you are. You think about the scenario. I'll give you an example. Me and my wife used to argue all the time, right? When I started meditating, I used to think of scenarios that me and her would be arguing, but I handle it completely different than argue back, or to raise my voice, or to act out of line. You know, I started training my brain to be like, okay, I know that I would want to react to you, so let me just respond. And then I would literally start visualizing the scenarios, and I mean details of us walking and talking, and the environment would be moving in my head, and I could see it. That's what meditation is, becoming familiar with yourself, your patterns, so that way when it does happen, you can change it. You can become so conscious, you can get rid of it. Number 4, it's okay to start removing people that no longer serve a purpose in your life. That is all right. It is okay to start removing the toxic energy out. Let go of some of the baggage that people have been giving you. Let it go. That's not your baggage. Let it go. And if those people are nothing but just toxic bugs, I mean, like, always in your ear just talking negative crap, always, hey, remember the good old days, remember this, let him go. Let him go. The good old days, sure. The past is awesome, guys, but guess what? If you can control this, your future is even better. Sincerely, your future is even brighter if you can control this. Stop thinking about the past. Oh, it was such a great time. You give your personal power away. Remember, if you're going through a depressed state, get rid of those people that are also depressed. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're depressed, you're most likely hanging out with some people that are depressed as well. Get rid of them. And the final thing that I would like to discuss before I leave, the final thing that is, it's last because it's important, but I didn't want to put it first because I didn't want you guys to think just because I'm depressed, you don't have any personal power. No, you do. And this last one is key. You got to understand this. And this isn't bullying nobody. This isn't coming at anybody. This is something that my mom actually told me, and it stuck because it made sense. Reason number 5. You have to take responsibility to change. I'm going to say that again. You have to take responsibility in order to change, guys. And sure, things might have happened to you in your life, in your environment. Things might have happened to you, and that might give you the right to feel like this and to be like, no, it's happened to me because of this, and I feel like that because of this, so I'm gonna feel like this because of that. It sounds good, but that's just a comfort mechanism. You're saying that because you're comfortable where you're at in your skin. And I mean like comfortable because you're addicted to the emotion of depression. You're not comfortable, like you want to stop being depressed, but you're comfortable because you don't know how the tools to change it yet. Well, I'm giving you the tools. If you know you have to change something, it's your responsibility to change it. Nobody's coming to save you. And that's the one thing I had to really understand. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. Not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your sisters, not God. And look, I'm not knocking anybody's religion, but I'm saying it as in this. Of course, God's played parts, right? But have you ever heard that scenario of, have you ever seen Pursuit of Happiness? When Will Smith's kid literally says this, he says, this guy's drowning, right? This guy is drowning, and, the guy's on a boat, and his boat's sinking, right? And he can't swim. And it's crazy. So here's the thing. People keep coming by. And they're like, hey, man, do you need help? He's like, no, it's okay. God's going to save me. That person leaves. Another person comes by hours later. Hey, man, do you need help? Your boat's sinking. No, it's okay. God's going to save me. But the last person comes by. Hey, man, your boat's sinking, bro. You're in the water. Do you need help? No, I'm okay. God's going to save me. The guy doesn't know how to swim. His boat sinks. He drowns. He dies. He goes to heaven. Guess what? He asks God, why didn't you save me? He's like, I sent you 3 boats, you dummy. That stuck with me too. And that's from a movie. That's why I say God's not coming down here to be like, hey, Malachi, get out of your depression. No. God is a conscious state of mind. Just like the devil is a conscious state of mind. Depression, that's lower levels of vibration. Joy, happiness, gratitude, that's higher elevations of consciousness. If you can see it, higher elevation, God consciousness. Lower elevation, devil consciousness. Same scenarios. That's why I say God's not coming out of the sky or wherever he's at to save you. You have to save yourself. And it's all about your consciousness. Sometimes God gives us scenarios to help us. not actually him coming down and helping us. Does that make sense? Just like with the boat scenario, I'm not trying to knock anybody's religion. I'm not like that. I don't care what you like. I don't care who you believe in. We're having a discussion. This isn't to bash anybody. It's not. It's not why I'm doing this. It's to help, actually. It's the complete opposite. So, that's it for today. That is it for the day. These are the 5 things that you got to remember when you're being depressed, man. Like if you remember these, your life will be on the way to healing, to genuinely healing. All right. This is your boy Malachi with Real Malfunction. Your boy. All right. Last but not least, go ahead and click the link in the description to learn from my mentors. If you guys are willing or want to do something like this, like content for YouTube, my mentors are literally helping me grow my YouTube very, very effectively. Okay. Anyways, it was an awesome talk. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys really appreciate this video and use the tools. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Peace.